Hello, we are back. Welcome back to Emnix Plays Path of Exile, Sanctum League. I have mysteriously, not so mysteriously, but let me get the mic a little closer, shall we? But I have found myself in Act 10. Last episode, as I had mentioned, I got sick, and I basically spent the evening, aside from like rocking the baby and having her sleep on my tummy, I spent the evening just sleeping, and then I woke up in the morning playing, or I guess I spent it playing Path of Exile on my Steam Deck in bed. And just, dude, I'm telling you, this is the best casual game, I swear to God. Like, you might not be able to get all the gear you want playing casually, but I find it's such an easy game to just pick up, play a few, like, 15-20 minutes, put it down, pick it back up later, play some more. I find, at least in the campaign, it's just such a good game. I'm having so much fun, and here's my build so far, right? We're still playing Frostblades, although I believe I'm level 72, and I checked the prices for all the gear that I need. I believe I can make the switch. So I don't want to do it this episode, just because I don't want to make it a shopping stream where we go out and just go to Path of Exile trade and buy everything. But basically, here's my sword right now. I was using a dagger. I loved using Nightblade, but I found a weapon with a lot more damage. I'm like, I can't not use this. It's way too good. And then I believe I'm in the Desecrated Chambers. I don't think I've beaten Innocence yet, so that's where I'm at right now. Gear wise, the chest, nothing. What's like actually significant here that actually like is good or makes you go, huh? Why do you have that? I have Barracks Respite. This thing is purely here for damage. 25 to 39 fire damage to spells and attacks, lightning damage, and then you can proliferate shocks and ignites. The proliferation doesn't matter much. I literally picked it up just for the damage nodes. Everything else just stats. Damage, resistance, life, 30% movement speed. I'm still using Vol Caress. I really like this simply due to the fact that it gives you onslaught for 20 seconds. So my Vol skill right now is Vol Haste, and it makes me super zoomy. I was using Vol Smite before, but that was not working when I was using dagger, so I dropped it for Vol Haste, and now I don't feel like going back. My belt, pure stats, this is actually a good balance of everything, 10% increased life, a lot of strength, which equates to more life as well, and I do need strength on my character. I actually don't have too much of it. And then some physical damage. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Damage wise, we're sitting at, let's see, 27,000 before Onslaught and Vol Haste and all those temporary buffs. But it's a good amount in terms of just resistances. Hold on, I'm pretty sure I'm maxed out on resistances, especially since I'm using Purity of Elements. Yeah, maxed out on resistances. What are my defenses like? It's not great. I only have 2600 HP. Let's see, 53% chance to suppress spell damage. So there are a lot of places where I do need to improve the character some more, but I think, once you're at like level 70, level 80, a lot of the next improvements are going to come from gear. I still have 2 sets of ascendancies. I have not picked up my 3rd and 4th ascendancy, which means that I still have 4 ascendancy points that I could spend. It's probably going into the ascendancy point where we get energy shield from having evasion on our chest, and then after that it's probably soul drinker for leech, or over leech, I mean. So that's going to be the plan for the character, at least. I think by the time you see me next episode, I would have switched to Spectral Shield Throw. But here's what I will say. If you had been, like me, leveling with Frostblades this entire time, I think it's very reasonable to just stick with Frostblades. This is a really fun skill. The clear is very good. You know, the damage, it has been, I don't want to, has it been buffed? The base damage has been buffed, but we lost jewels, right? Which means you don't get, what, 30% damage penetration, but then you also open up 2 jewel slots to put other stuff in. So I don't know, like maybe the ceiling is more gear dependent now, but base damage increases means that like before putting it like too much investment in, you just naturally have more damage, which means like the leveling curve is a lot nicer. Kind of explains why Frostblades just felt really good while playing in through the campaign. So gear wise, I'm just gonna pick, or I mean stats wise, on the tree I'm just gonna pick up more HP, and I've been picking up all the masteries that sort of make sense. So here, critical strike multiplier per energy shield on a shield. I don't think I have energy shield on my shield right now, but the point of that one is to, when we make the switch, I already have the passive, I don't know, it gives us 3% more damage anyways. 3% increased attack damage per 5% chance to block. What is my chance to block? 37. So it's a little bit of damage. And then I think over here for marks, I'm gonna pick up increased effect of your marks, I suppose. So yeah, like whenever there are some masteries that I haven't yet picked up, I'll pick it up if it makes sense. So here maybe like projectile speed. Here critical strike chances increased by suppressed damage. Right, so you can see I kind of picked up masteries everywhere, and for each unique master, or not unique mastery, but oh wow, I kind of jumped into that. Defense is, like I said, still not super great, but it is what it is. Don't jump into packs, I guess, is the lesson here. But yeah, so like each, you know, okay, what's going on here? Oh, okay, Sanctums, huh? I'll just do one. I don't really feel like doing too many Sanctums. I just want to progress today. But yeah, if I pick up a mastery, or if I have a mastery available, and the mastery wheel is unallocated, you know, if we pick one up because of polymorph, we get 3% more damage, which is pretty nice. So whenever there's a mastery that makes sense, I'll pick it up. I'm not gonna go out of my way to get it, but otherwise, you know, at least I'll try. Sanctum wise, I don't know, I've been doing okay. I've been able to get to the first floor boss a few more times, but in terms of like success afterwards, I haven't had too much success. The furthest I've gotten is, you know, I've beaten the first floor boss, and once I get to the second floor, I don't know why, it just gets really challenging. So I'm still trying to get further into Sanctum, but I have accepted the Sanctum for what it is, and I'm excited to play more of it. You know, it's sort of, I've accepted that it's tied around your character's progression, and also there's a good amount of skill. I realized, like, now I'm just trying to like get better at doing the Sanctums themselves, because a lot of it is like how well can you dodge these guys. You know, some of their attacks are telegraphed, and the only place where I really struggle with is on the second floor. Because first floor I feel like I'm doing better now, but on the second floor there's so many enemies and guards and so on that it's hard to dodge. One person commented in the first video that I made, and I saw that yesterday, that each room has its own unique naming, and depending on the name of the room, it actually associates to like a specific kind of challenge, whether that's like defeat the guards, or the one where, like, you know, you have like the spinning skull that just burns you, you know, like the gauntlet rooms or whatever. So like it's, if you understand which name associates to what room, it does make it a little bit easier to plan. So I've been trying to play around that. I think for the most part I memorized the first floor rooms, but I have not yet, because I've gone to the second floor so few times, I haven't really memorized the second floor room. So I still have to do that. But yeah, like overall, I'm having a good time. You know, as as my character is progressing and getting stronger, getting more damage and so on, when it comes to the Sanctum, I'm having a better and better time. And I think that's sort of the point, right? Like I said, if it's tied around how strong your character gets, and assuming your character gets stronger at a pace faster than, you know, the difficulty of the Sanctum, naturally you're just gonna get further and further. And I'm assuming, you know, the skill gap between how difficult it is versus like how well you can dodge things, that gets closed as well, simply as a result of you playing a lot of Sanctums, right? So I have been playing a good amount. You know, originally my plan was to just live in the Sanctum. I like the idea so much. The roguelike idea, it makes so much sense to me. It's like, how can you make, aside from maps, right? How can you make Path of Exile, this gameplay loop, more replayable? Like roguelikes. It just makes sense. Like you play in like 1 hour spurts or 8 rooms at a time or whatever, and you know, just play the crap out of it and then come back later and try it again, and hopefully you have a better run the next time around. It makes sense, and I'm hoping it gets better. Like right now, once your character is sort of properly specced out and built out, I'm assuming there comes a point where you're going to scale further than the Sanctum. I don't know if this is true or not, but I'm assuming if you have enough gear, and like this is the case with all like Path of Exile content, right? Where at some point you have so much gear and you're so specced out that you can like roll over a lot of the content. So not to say that I think I will personally get there, just because of how much we're realistically going to be playing, but I do see the progress that my character is making, as well as me, like skill wise, right? And I really want there to be an incentive to play the Sanctum over and over and over again. And I think the reason for that, at least the one that GGG has identified to us, is by getting those sanctified relics. Like they're really strong, right? I need to play it more, but I feel like this is something that could go core. Like this is a fun mechanic to play just on the side, outside of the main loop. And I know that, you know, like GGG doesn't want you to play too much of outside game, right? Like they don't want you to spend too much time outside of the main Path of Exile loop. I don't know why exactly. Maybe it's like we put all this work into the main game and you're not even playing it. Is that why? But you know, I feel like this mode it's really fun. I'm having a great time. So yeah, I'm looking forward to, you know, getting into maps, getting into red maps, and seeing what the Sanctum experience is like there. And maybe the experience there is like, for the first while, you know, we're in red maps, our character's stronger, but you're doing like tier 1, tier 2, tier 3 map Sanctums. And I'm okay with that. I just, you know, I hope I could play it more. I really want to, like, I do have like this dream of just like playing Sanctums all day. That's how much I like this League content. I feel like all the best content comes out in Christmas, right? That's what they try to do every time. Like this Christmas one, it's really good. What was last year's Christmas League? I'm trying to remember and I can't for the life of me remember what it was. Let's see, we had... Was this Scourge? Was this Scourge League? I don't think I played too much Scourge League. Let me think. So this league was September. Last week was Calandra. The league before that was Sentinels. Sentinels was like the March league, right? What was before Sentinels? It wasn't Scourge, was it? What was it? Okay, well, either way, if I don't remember, it probably wasn't that memorable then. Was it Scourge? It wasn't Ultimatum. Arch Nemesis. Arch Nemesis was the February League. Okay, well, anyways. Whatever it was, I don't remember. But this one. This has been one of the more memorable Christmas leagues. I really like this one. I think Betrayal was a really good Christmas one. I think that was Christmas. Or maybe before Christmas, but like I remember Betrayal is like I played a lot. I played a lot during Betrayal League, and then at some point I caught the flu, and that basically knocked me out of commission for like basically all of the following league. Like I got so sick. It was so bad. But yeah, maybe it's just like I understand the value of playing this game, like how much I missed this game and how little I got to play it in the past. But I'm having a great time. Okay, who are you and why do you hurt so much? Energy shield aura. I guess it's the essence stuff? Ow. You don't heal, do you? Ow. Okay, acceleration shrine. Maybe this will make it easier. Why do you hurt so much? Ow! Oh my god, finally. This guy was pretty hard to kill. Luckily we had like the benefits of all the shrines. You know, you had not polymorph. What was it called? Is it called polymorph? Polymath? Polymath really helped out there because every time it looked like things were gonna go bad, you just run into another zone, clear like 4 to 5 monsters, and you heal back to full health. I feel like Trickster, like, I don't know how strong he is. Like, it doesn't feel like the Trickster is that strong in terms of bossing defenses. But like clearing defense wise, it's so good. And maybe it's just part of the, like I don't have the gear yet, right? Like in the 100% spell suppression, I want to max out block with my glancing blows, which is gonna be part of my new shield. So like I'm gonna have a lot of defenses at some point. I'm gonna have like a lot of evasion, a lot of energy shield, but I'm just not there yet. Like right now I have so little life, which means like my leech isn't giving me all that much either, right? Leech is a percentage of like the maximum amount of your leech. It caps out at like a percentage of your HP, and unfortunately our HP is quite low, so you know the maximum amount you can leech caps out at a very low amount as well. So maybe that's the reason, or it's just like I'm just not doing enough damage. I don't know what it is, but when it comes to single target, there are certain things that where it could be better, I think. So Christmas is coming up. Really excited about that. Really excited about not having to work for like 2 weeks. You know, I thought I would feel that way when I took paternity leave when I had the kid. I'm like, great, don't have to work for 3 months. It's gonna be awesome. It's gonna be a good break. Turns out it was easier when I was going into work. You know, like the baby, when having a newborn, man, it literally sucks the life force out of you. I don't know how else to describe it. It was so hard. You know, if you're if you could get parental help, just like the lack of sleep. I thought I was like pretty good when it came to not sleeping. I'm like, yeah, I'm a gamer. Like I do like, maybe not all-nighters anymore, but I used to do all-nighters all the time. Like just because I was like, oh, let me stay up and beat this boss. Oh, it's league start. Let's just stay up for like a whole night and play. But it's not. Like having a child is like doing a league start, but for like weeks. And at some point, there comes a point where I was like, I think I think this is how people die of like overwork. Like my body was feeling. I'm like, this is how you die. You know, you're sleeping like 3-4 hours a day, and then like when you're awake, it's not like you're just, you know, lying there or sitting there, right? Like if you're motionless, it's fine, but you're like rocking the baby and you're trying to feed her. Like there's a lot of physical activity as well. It was hard, man. It was hard. I'm glad that she's now better with sleeping, better with eating, all of that. You know, she's feel like I'm through the rough patch until she can like talk back, and that's a different problem, right? It's like, you know, like a daughter here. Do you wanna eat ice cream, or do you wanna have cookies, or do you wanna have carrots? What would you like to eat for dinner? Fuck you, Dad. Like that's what I'm kind of expecting. I'm sorry. That's not. You heard me. Fuck you. I feel like one day that's gonna happen to me, and I'm gonna be so sad. Okay, another point. Let's put this into life. Where are we at? Am I at 3,000 life yet? 2,900. It's close. It's close. What would I want after? I actually did not think this through. Okay. How are people building this? I suppose I could get more spell suppression. I want to hit 100%. So maybe I should pick up more. But I feel like at this point, you could probably pick up more spell suppression just from gear. I could get spell suppression here. There's more life here and evasion. That is an option. That's an option. And it would actually get a lot of points back. If I allocated this point right here, I could refund 3 points, potentially 1, 2, 3. These 3. And I would lose what? Some movement speed, some physical damage. Literally, who cares? So maybe that's what I'll do. And then at some point, I kind of want to pick up the clusters here, because I don't know what it is, but for the last few leagues, poison and bleeding has been a big problem for my builds. So I feel like, you know, trying to mitigate that part would be pretty nice. Like a lot of the damage over time stuff this over the past years is typically what kills me. You know, there are always the bosses with the big hits, or you get killed by a bunch of small hits that surround you. Like that'll always happen. And like, you know, the tankier characters will survive that. But the stuff I hate dying to is like I'm just standing here looting, and then something kills me because I was poisoned or I was bleeding or whatever. So I feel like I should maybe try and get a little bit of damage over time immunity. And specifically, I'm talking bleeding and poison. There's also ignite, and then there's also the weird damage over time that you just can't ignore, like cold dots. You know, like just cold damage over time on the floor. I don't think you can avoid that. And I guess that you just have to out leech it, maybe? I haven't really thought that part through. But I mean, that's my thought process right now. I am kind of thinking about less so about the damage and more like how can I make mapping a more enjoyable experience where I just don't randomly die. That's what I'm sort of thinking about. Block, spell block, you know, that's how you would deal with the hits, right? And I'm gonna have a lot of that, I think. I'm gonna have block, I'm gonna have spell block, I'm gonna have spell suppression. But the damage over time is not something that I'm gonna have evasion, you know? But everything else I can't really mitigate. I could get Lethe Shade. Is that mandatory for this build? I don't know. or it's even necessary. I honestly do not know. Okay. So we are going to the reliquary, which I believe is down here. Let's just get all the side quests completed, and then, I don't know, maybe this episode I can kill Katava as well. I originally meant to do a longer episode, like last episode, but I was just so sick. So I unfortunately, you know, I was a slobbery mess. Couldn't release anything, but I still got to play a little bit, so I'm happy about that. But I'm feeling a lot better, which is good because we have all these like events lined up for the end of this month, Christmas and New Year's. We're seeing a lot of friends. That's where we're gonna be like showcasing the baby as if, you know, showing her to the world. But you know, we're gonna that's when we're gonna be seeing a lot of extended family, a lot of friends, and a lot of them haven't seen the baby yet. And like I've been eager to, you know, have other people see my baby, because it's like, look, I made this. Well, we made this, my wife and I, but you know what I mean. Like this is a mini me. Let me, you know, you get to do all the fun like showy off things. Like I know it sounds kind of weird, but you know, like, oh, what do you think she looks like? Does she look like dad, or does she look like mom? And then everyone goes, oh, it's a baby, oh cute. I'm like, yeah, she's pretty cute. Okay, I didn't get to experience that. All right, let me have my moment. So I'm actually looking forward to that. And like, you know, a lot of my wife's cousins and extended family, like they're like, oh, show us the baby. Can you, you know, let's have dinner. And the whole time we've been very scared because it has been, you know, she's kind of young. And we were worried about her getting sick and all that. But I feel like now that she's a little bit older, potentially has a little bit more immunity, maybe now would be the time where we can actually, you know, take her out. Like it would be cool to like go out to a restaurant with her, as long as she doesn't cry, right? If she's like a pretty good baby. Is this better? I doubt it. Oh yeah, it's not even close. She's pretty good, but you know, it'd be nice just take her out and show her the world, right? Like this whole time, like it's not just me. I've been cramped inside, but she has been as well, and I feel so bad because she hasn't seen anything. So I'm excited to just introduce her to more stuff, and we go take walks and stuff. But it's not the same as like, you know, going to the grocery store and she's looking like, oh, what are these? These are aisles. What's this? Cereal, fruits, vegetables. Like there's all kinds of stimulation, right? So I think now that she's a little older, we're going to take her out and do more of that stuff. And I'm excited. I'm excited to do all of that. I never thought I would be this, I'm not prepared. But I'm excited. I never thought I'd be this excited to just be a parent. I feel like the act of having a child kind of just changes you. Like now, like my thought process, a lot of it is like, oh, what can I do with the baby? Like, you know, would she enjoy it? Whereas before it's like, oh, well, would I enjoy it? Right? Like that's sort of the process. And now, like I don't think about it as much. And I don't know. It just happened all of a sudden. And not to say the baby happened all of a sudden, that was planned, but you know, like in terms of like change, I didn't feel this way until like after she was born, and all of a sudden it's like, oh yeah, like you know, you spend so much time with her, and you know, over time you're thinking less about what you want and what the baby wants, and more about what the baby wants, right? Like obviously it's important to take time for yourself, but it, you know, it's just an observation of like the way my thought process has changed just in the span of like 6 months. Oh man, our attack speed is... We're zipping though. You see that? So, again, Frostblades, thank you for your service. I enjoyed the skill very much. I would love to play it again one day, maybe into the end game, you know, mapping and everything. But, like I mentioned, I really wanted to play Spectral Shield Throw this league. I thought it was such a fun skill. So, that's what I'm going to be doing this league, but I feel like a couple leagues later, maybe I'll play more Frostblades, because maybe this is like the playstyle that that like works for me, because I find this like to be really fun. Stand still and just like whack things really fast. Like I prefer this over like a summoner for sure. I prefer this over a lot of spellcasters, I think. This is just, I don't know, this is definitely... Is this like the Mathil playstyle? I don't even know what it is.
Ah, there you are. Ready to revisit the past?
But I just like whacking things.
The more you change my map.
Okay.
Greetings.
Let's clear this. I kind of want to clear this Alpha Temple while I'm still low level, because I feel like once I get into maps I might lose a lot of damage. I'm not sure of it, but there's a good chance. Like, experience or history has taught me that whenever I get into maps, I just enter Z DPS mode. Like, I have no damage whatsoever, don't have the currency to upgrade my gear enough, and I start failing a lot of Alpha Temples. So I want to make sure that I at least finish one temple, so that, you know, all the work I did previously doesn't go in vain, right? Like, I had unlocked a lot of rooms already. I don't want to start failing rooms all of a sudden. Okay, so there's one incursion remaining, and are there any? Did I get any level 3s? I didn't get any level 3s, but there are some good... Really want 2 good rooms, right? Maybe 1. The gem one. I would want to get this one as my last one. Hopefully I get it. If not, it's alright. How many deaths do I have? I'm curious all of a sudden. 30? I'll be honest. 30 is a really low number. Very low number. And the reason I say that is because I play Path of Exile before going to bed. And how I know that I'm ready to go to bed is when I fall asleep. I literally fall asleep playing. Like, I'll just play and I'm slowly drifting off to sleep. This thing lulls you to sleep, right? I don't know if you guys experience that, but often when I play, especially if I'm just like really relaxed, I talked about this a lot. I feel like Path of Exile it's like a therapeutic game, you know? You get into a rhythm and then you just kind of zone out and play. And it gets to a point where I'm so relaxed that I actually fall asleep. So this game actually puts me to sleep. Not to say it's boring or anything, but like you just get into a rhythm and it's like doing yoga, and then like you have your eyes closed or something and eventually you fall asleep, right? So when I find myself dying, like if I'm playing, all of a sudden I'm dead. I'm like, whoa, why did I die? It's because I fell asleep and I closed my eyes for like 10 seconds while like holding down the attack key. Then I know, like, okay, it's time to go to bed, you know? Like, it did the trick, right? Is this enduring? Reduced amount recovered. Okay, that's not as good. So, I'm surprised I've only died 30 times, given that every time I start dying due to, like, sleep deprivation. Well, it's not sleep deprivation, but like when I start dozing off, I tend to die. You know, sometimes I catch myself dozing off. I'm like, okay, well, I'm falling asleep. Let's just stop right here. But I thought I would have died a lot more times. And believe me, I catch myself dozing off a lot. Like, I'd be doing this. And I open my eyes, I'm like, whoa, how long have I been doing this for? Okay, increased effective marks. Boom. Alright, did I get the room? Okay, I got the unique item room. That's still a pretty decent room, I think. There we go. Is there a room I need to open? No, it doesn't matter. Okay. Okay. Pretty good. So that's my first Alva Temple this league. I'll go play around with that probably off stream since there doesn't look to be anything crazy good there. I need more pockets. Okay. Let's just work towards Katava then. Because it looks like that's what we're going to be doing today. And I'll probably end it after I kill Katava. And then we'll be in maps, which is amazing. So after 1 week, I managed to get into maps. I would say that's pretty good. Okay, let's sell some stuff. So what? It's like a week and a week and a half. I think this is a good pace for me because all the unique items that I need to buy is at like a pretty good price now. So I'm happy about that actually. Okay, I gotta make sure to pay attention to when I find any gear with suppression because I do need that stat. 50% suppression right now, which means if I can get suppression on like 3 or 4 pieces of gear, I'll get to like maybe 70, maybe 80 if I'm lucky. And that would probably help a lot. So yeah, I'm just avoiding the Sanctums right now. I'll probably run it off stream, but I find that a lot of these episodes just consist of me running Sanctums for like 30 minutes. Which I find to be fun, but I would love to get more progress in as well, you know what I mean? Okay.
Come on now, don't go all day.
Okay, there it is, Katava. Let's get her done. Okay. Okay, that's wave 1. Wow, we're doing good damage. Ow. He hurts though. Uh-oh, I blew Vol Haste there. Ow. There's so much damage over time on the ground. I don't even see what's going on right now. Okay, well, I'm on to the next phase. That's good. Okay, it's fine, it's fine, it's fine. This is fine. Alright, next phase. Ow. Okay, I think I have him. Oh, he's so low. Come on. Remember when Kitaba was just literally the hardest boss ever? Like, it was such a tough fight. Everyone was saying, like, just ignore him. Or like, oh, you need so much gear in order to fight Kitaba. It just goes to show, like, one, how much better the players have gotten. Well, I think that's a big thing. I think if you're a new player, you're still gonna die to Kitaba a lot, because he does a lot of damage. And like, if you don't know how his mechanics work, you're gonna get hit a lot, and it's gonna hurt. But, you know, after a few fights, this has gotten a lot easier, that's for sure. Alright, there we go. Okay, so my boy Kitava's dead. Whew. Okay. It is done. It is done. I've beaten the campaign, and now we're on to maps.
Exile, wake up.
I'm still not used to this new area.
Commander Kirak has requested your
This is...
through the tunnel.
I've only seen this area a few times at this point. And I think this is like so much cooler than the old New Oriath or whatever. Like, this is pretty dope. I love this. Do I don't need to run into like the map area anymore, right? I didn't like doing that. Whoa. See, I don't even know where to go. Where's Kirak? Where? Like, doesn't this zone look so cool? I think it's so cool. Alright, here we go, here we go. Like, look at this. What is this supposed to be? This looks like the metamorph area. I actually don't know. Okay, so I think I have a few lava lakes. Let's take a strand map. And next time around we're gonna be in maps. I'm probably gonna be playing this a bit offline. But that's pretty much it for this episode. Thank you guys very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. As always, if you leave the if you like this episode, you can leave a like and subscribe to my channel for more updates in the future. Otherwise, keep in touch, guys. I'll see you guys next time. Bye now. Bye bye.